All right, hey guys, OFD checking in here, and I bought myself a new watch. Now, being a person that does watch reviews and having so many watches come into the channel throughout the course of a year, I honestly don't buy myself that many watches. I do trade watches with folks locally that I know, done plenty of trades over the years, but really, I say I don't buy a lot of watches, but there's only a few watches I'll buy every year. Wasn't going to buy another watch, and then Imperial came out with another limited run of the Royalguard 200. And I kept running across them on Instagram and everything. And I did win a poster from them a while back on Instagram. I entered an Instagram contest, won this poster. And at that point, I was like, hey, I love that watch. I'm going to go get one. Well, you couldn't find that watch. They'd already sold out of them by the time I won this piece of artwork. And so Ben, the owner of the company, he made another limited edition run. There's a ghosted blue, which I think is sold out completely already. It's very similar to the original Royalguard. There's a ghosted green, which I think there's maybe some of those left. I'm not quite sure. And then the classic black. What I'm going to show you guys today is the classic black. And this is a watch that I picked up for myself. So here's the packaging. The artwork, like I said, that's separate. I think they do have some on the website. This is a 1 of 5, so I don't think there's any of those left. But what else came with it? I did get a personalized letter, and it wasn't just for me. Ben did Instagram me the night I bought this watch and said, man, thank you for buying a watch, but I think this would go out to any customer that buys a watch and kind of gives Ben's take on owning a watch and passing it down. And then your warranty card here, of course. So let's go ahead and take the watch out of the box and take a look at it. Now, I will honestly tell you guys that I got this yesterday. I took the time to size the watch to my 7-inch wrist. I did take out 4 links, as you guys can see here. And this is a standard push pin, split pin link setup. No screw links on here, which it's a petite watch, and I think it really actually works that way. So go ahead and open this one up and check it out. Inside, of course, you're going to get your cleaning cloth. And here we have the Royalguard Classic Black. So we'll talk a little bit more about the colorway, because it might be a head scratcher when you look at that bezel. You say Classic Black, like, what are you talking about? That's not black, that's gray. And it is, it's kind of a gunmetal gray. And the idea of, with this watch, as you can see the faux patina, on the hands and the indices, and their gild hands, which looks really cool. But you've also got what's supposed to be a faded bezel. As you guys know, over time with really cool watchers, submariners, sea dwellers, and whatnot, you'll get these bezels when they're out in the sun a lot, especially these aluminum inserts. They'll start to fade over the years. That's probably part of the reason that companies went to ceramics in the more recent years, to eliminate that. But it's a beautiful classic look, and if you find a vintage watch with that faded look to it or ghosted look, it's a real special timepiece, to be honest with you. So now Ben is out of Kailua, Oahu, which is really cool because I actually have family on Oahu and friends on Oahu. So it's kind of interesting. Unfortunately, don't get out there as I should. But and so he was watch modding, got involved with a lot of groups, did some special dials, dial modifications, one-off things. And in that time, he decided, hey, this is something I really love to do, and I want to start making my own watches. So he created the Royalguard 200. Like I said, this is in the second limited edition run of these watches. They're available date or no date. In this particular run, there was only 75, or there are only 75 of the ghosted classic black version here available. 25 of those are with the date. I chose the date. Why did I choose the date? I know a lot of people think it throws the dial off, but this watch is run on a Seiko NH35 with a date movement. Unless you reinstall a stem with no ghost position or something like that, I just don't really see the point in covering up, a functionality of the watch. So I do like it this way. Let's go ahead and move the hands into a better position for this review. Let's go ahead and spin them around here so you guys can see the indices and everything. One of the things I want to show you here real quick, as a matter of fact, we'll do it right here at 12, but look at how that hour hand covers up those triangle indices. And you'll see it here with the second hand as it sweeps around there. You can see the second hand pip actually goes right over those 5-minute marks also and covers them up perfectly. So I think that's a really neat addition, to the watch, something they really thought about, or Ben really thought about when he did the watch. So neat triangle indices at the 12, the 6, and the 9 position. Not something you're going to see out there every day. It's something new to me. Big crown on this watch, no crown guards. You have a 7.5 millimeter crown engraved with the logo there for Imperial Watch Company. The case finishing is done absolutely stunning. I didn't tell you the case size. Let me do that first. 38 millimeter case from side to side, 47 lug to lug. It does come in at 14 millimeters of thickness, but a big part of that is this domed crystal, which is no big deal. And then 20 millimeter lug openings on the watch. Pierced lugs, as you guys can see, for doing those strap changes, which is nice. The finish, like I said, the finish is done extremely well. Check out the brushing on the tops of those lugs, and look at that beautiful beautiful thin chamfer going along the side under the bezel. That's a neat thing. This is, harkening back to your vintage skin divers of the day, and Rolex has that beautiful chamfer there. And really, the thinner, the nicer that chamfer is, that's what really makes finishing nice. The bigger the chamfer, the easier it is to do. These nice thin chamfers look really good. Beautiful brushing along the side of the case. So very classic looking timepiece. The bracelet here, you can see it has the brushing up the center here, the polishing along the sides, but overall, really, really a nice timepiece. Very happy to have this one in my collection. It's a watch that you're not going to run into a whole lot of people out there in the real world wearing it. So let you guys hear that bezel action there. Very nice and crispy, and it lines up perfectly there at the 12 o'clock position. So super happy with that. Take a look really quickly at the case back here. Simple and clean. Imperial Watch Company, automatic. They don't even put 200 meters water resistance. They don't note that this is a sapphire crystal. They don't talk about the movement. And you know what? That's fine. As long as you know what's going on with this watch, I don't need to have it written all over the watch. And it really keeps the watch clean and practical. So let's go ahead and pause it for a second, throw this watch on my 7-inch wrist, and be sure to stick around for the lume shot because this one glows really, really good. All right, so it's nice I actually have this size to my 7-inch wrist, so it fits me really well. Probably need to do some adjustment with that clasp because I got it kind of off a little bit, but it feels super well. I've worn this watch actually since I put it on or sized it for myself yesterday, and it's running great, running about 10 seconds fast a day. Not too big of a deal for me. I'm sure it'll probably settle in over time, but even at that, 10 seconds a day for an NH35 movement is not a deal breaker for me by any sense, at all. Running good. So let's go ahead and dim the lights and check out the lume. All right, so I know it's not totally dark in here, guys. I get it. You don't have to comment below, but it is what it is. That's the way my camera works. But you could see, once I shut off the lights, you could already see the watch glowing. I think it's a C3 Super Luminova that's being used on this. I didn't really check that out, sorry. But whatever it is, it's glowing like a torch. It does appear to have more of a blue indice on the, or blue, maybe BGW9 on that pip up there at the 12 o'clock on the bezel, but that may just be my eyes behind the camera. So really nice looking timepiece, guys. If there's any of these left, I will leave a link to Imperial Watch Company down below in the description. Hopefully there's some of these left if you guys are really interested in this watch. Super, super limited pieces. So if you like this, it is what it is. You got to get over there and get them. They're not numbered. That's another thing I wanted to point out to you. They're not actually numbered. He just is making very limited runs of them, which is smart. You don't have dead money sitting around with a bunch of watches in boxes that you haven't sold yet. So, all right, guys, you like the video, give me a thumbs up down there at the bottom. And if you've not subscribed to the OFD channel yet, please do. Please do. Thanks, guys.